Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dreams Unlimited Travel Podcast. My name is John Magi, and I will be your host. And in this episode, we're going to talk to a Dreams Unlimited travel agent who recently did a Disney Dream cruise out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I am joined this week by Dreams Unlimited travel agent and host of the SiDisney podcast, Federico Argar.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
And our producer, Craig Williams. Hey, Craig.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for working. Appreciate that. All right. So like I said, Federico recently got off of the Disney Dream, Disney Cruise Line, sailing out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This is our second show highlighting his trip. We did a show last week about traveling into and out of Fort Lauderdale and taking the Bright Line and all of that. If you're interested in learning about that, please go back and watch that show. But we're going to talk about Federico's experience on this cruise. I'm going to let him start. Tell us a little bit about why you took this cruise, what the circumstances were, and how things went.
Yes. So Disney actually invited us to to experience the new Port Everglades terminal, which we talked about on the last week's show. And this was a 3-night cruise on the Disney Dream. We did one day at Castaway Cay, and the other day was a day at sea. And they put us on a beautiful, well, not us, it was only me, on a beautiful veranda stateroom, which I mean, I've been in the Disney Dream. I think it's the ship that I've been on most cruises. I think it's like about 10 or 11 cruises that I've done on the Disney Dream. So it's one of my favorite ones, and I know all of the places and all of the details of the ship, but it's always a new experience and you always get to see different stuff. So it was very exciting.
So just to fill in the background, when Federico says he was invited, Disney often offers travel agents what they call FAMs, short for familiarization trips. And that allows agents and people to get on there and experience it firsthand. And we were fortunate enough to be offered a spot, and Federico was someone who was able to take it. So we're coming to you from that perspective that it is not something we paid for. We were invited by Disney as part of being a travel agent that sells Disney Cruise Line. So short cruise, so that has a different dynamic to it. You know, you don't get to do as much and lounge around as much. But I also know that you're working on the cruise. So that also changes the dynamic a little bit. But tell me about your experiences. Let's start with dining. Did you do the regular rotational dining? Did you choose to go to specialty restaurants? How did you handle that?
I did not go to the rotational dining. I'm sorry, because I was traveling alone and I'm an introvert. And well, two reasons. First of all, I didn't want to share the table with other human beings that I don't know. And when you travel to Disney Cruise, you can ask your travel agent if you want a table just for you or for you and your partner, so you don't have to share it with other families. And that is easily to do, or they usually do it when it's two people. But when there's only one, the most common thing is that they are going to seat you with other families, or like 3 or 5 people in the same table.
Well, I'll also say this. Let me just also say this. You were on a familiarization cruise, so there was other travel agents. So would have been a possibility you might have sat with other travel agents who were traveling solo. So that could happen. So, you know, I get it. You know, there's a lot of people who have that aversion to possibly being with strangers. I'm going to say something that's probably going to sound unusual, but on cruises where we did share tables with strangers, we actually had a really great time. We seemed to connect with them. We talked about this on a show with Hannah Anderson, where she was placed at a table with another family that was very similar to hers. two adults, a younger child. So Disney will try to sort of match you up with people who are like-minded in that. But I get it.
Yeah.
You don't want to sit
No,
with
I
other
mean,
travel agents. I don't blame you.
yeah, no. I actually the opposite. The other fam trips that I have done with other agencies, I have made super good friends that I still talk to them, and it's a great experience because you get to talk about your work with other people and share experiences and make friends. But the thing is, I was taking advantage of this trip to do a lot of content for social media and for SiDisney. So what I tried to do was do things that I haven't done before as much as the main rotational dining. And so what I tried to do was do the room service, which was my first time experiencing room service at a Disney cruise line. And then I did 2 times Palo.
Wait,
The first
wait. 11 trips and you've never done room service on a Disney
never.
cruise line?
Yeah.
What the heck? Room service is my favorite part. Oh, no, that's it.
Really?
But I love room
Well,
service
I
on
get it
Disney.
now. Yeah, I
Okay.
get it now. No, the only time I did, I think it was the the Dreams podcast we did a couple of years ago, where we have Paulo in our stateroom, but not the regular menu that you have on room service. So I wanted to do that, like really proper meal with different things that you can try and to experience that. And then also Paulo is my favorite restaurant, I think, in the world. I have always such a good experience in Palo that I wanted to try it as much as I could during this trip. And I did it twice, the first night and then the last night. You can only have one reservation at Palo for dinner or brunch during your cruise, but they let you do another one if it's the first night. So I took advantage of that and did it twice.
And if you're nice to the folks at Palo, and if you're a good guest and not a pain in the butt, we find that, especially on longer cruises, we can usually get a second seating if someone cancels and if you're willing to be flexible in your time that you want to eat. Talk about room service. So what did you order?
Ooh, a lot.
Everything.
I remember I had the buffalo wings, the tomato soup, which was great, and they had
It's
it.
really good.
Excuse me.
It's really good. I love their tomato
Yeah,
soup. on room service.
they have like it is a very, very American thing. I think the sandwich with the cheese that you can dip on the soup. For me, is new, so I wanted to experience that. And I'm not proud, but 2 Mickey bars. Because a lot of people don't know this, but it's not on the menu, but you can ask for Mickey ice cream bars to be delivered to your room at no additional cost. So all the room service food is included in your cruise, but they recommend you to leave a tip for the server bringing your food, which you can leave the tip on your folio. You don't have to carry cash with you if you don't want to. So I think I have the buffalo wings, some sort of pizza, something like that. It was a lot of food. The cheese plate that you can have with I'm a platinum, so they give you a gift for being platinum on every cruise that you made, and you can choose between, I think it was like strawberries with chocolate or a bottle of prosecco, and I choose, of course, the bottle of prosecco. So I had the cheese with the prosecco and all that food. It was great.
Excellent. Yeah, again, room service is great. All the things you ordered, some of my favorite stuff. All right, let's talk about Palo. So 2 nights at Palo. Did you order different things each night, or did you order the same thing?
No, I did the first night. I did the a la carte menu, and it was great because I love the food at Palo, but for me the service is what makes Palo so special. And I have a great service on the first night, and I told him I'm Colombian. Well, of course he knew by my accent, and I told him, yeah, I'm Colombian, and he said, oh, we have a Colombian server. And the next time she was my server.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
they took the detail to, so it was easier for me to talk in Spanish and just share the experience that she had working
Did you
on
know
that
her?
tree.
Did you grow up with her, and especially in school with you?
Yeah, she was actually my no.
That's fine. Oh, I
um,
get that. I get that when we go overseas. I get, where you're from. We're from the States. We're in the States. I'm from Florida. Oh, I have a cousin in Miami. Do you know him? And it doesn't work that
and
way. It just doesn't
yeah,
happen.
I get that a lot with other things as well, like not only being Colombian, but anyway. So I had the a la carte menu on the first night. I think I had pasta and the fried calamari and the dessert. It was great as usual. And I requested for both nights to be seated outside because I took I think it was 6:30 reservation for both of them. So I wanted to see the sunset. And it was such a beautiful experience. It was me only on the like that small balcony they have. They didn't have any more guests. So it was just me having dinner, looking at the sea and watching the sunset, eating great food and having great service is just the best experience that you can have on a cruise.
It's spectacular.
Yes.
And one of the pieces of advice I give people all the time is that you should eat at Palo early. People go late and then all you have is blackness. You have darkness outside. You can't see anything
Yes.
out of the windows. It's a reflection inside the restaurant and even outside. It's not a great view. So, yep, do it when it's still light out for sure. What'd you have the second night?
I think I have the salmon. It was salmon with, I asked for vegetables. I think I was that. I don't remember. And yes, and the salad. I remember more the sunset
Oh,
than the food itself.
that's
But yeah,
awesome.
I think I had a salmon and a salad for appetizer.
So interesting perspective, right? Federico traveled solo. So tell us a little bit about the experience traveling solo when it came to things like maybe the entertainment. Did you go to any of the shows? Did you experience any of that? And how did that sort of fit with your being on your own?
Yeah, I mean, for in the beginning, it was weird. Or the first trip that I did, actually to Walt Disney World, being solo, I thought it was going to be weird going into like, Little Mermaid or It's a Small World by myself, a grown-up man watching characters or doing character interactions, just being me. But then I understood that it's not only me who do that. A lot of people travel solo, and all the crew members from the ship are used to, and they actually like it to see. They like to see people traveling solo. So when they know you're by yourself at any sort of entertainment experience, or you're having a meet and greet with the characters, and they realize it's just only you, the conversation from them is much easier, and they really try hard to not make it awkward. I'm very shy, as I said, talking to new people, but characters and crew, the crew is so easy for some reason because they understand that and they try to welcome you. And so when you go to play games, for example, or trivia, they see the person working, playing by itself, and they help you, and they like, oh, it's only you, so you have a disadvantage, so I'm going to help you and give you some answers. And they make the experience more fun. Even though I was working and doing things for creating content for social media and the things that I do for SiDisney, I was able to have fun and really enjoy, thanks to those crew members.
The cast members, the crew members on the Disney ships are spectacular.
Yes.
With the character interactions, did you use the app or did you just sort of walk around and see what you can find and wait in line to interact
No,
with characters?
right now you only have to use the pre-reservation for the princess royal experience, which I did on my previous sailing, so I didn't do it this time. I just walk around and see them especially on the main atrium, and make the line and do the meet and greet. So it's easier and certainly faster than it is on Walt Disney World, because you don't have to wait more than 10 minutes to take your pictures and say hi to Mickey Mouse, which is great.
Who's your favorite character?
I usually enjoy more the face characters, because I feel like I'm talking to a human being who can actually reply to the things that I talked. So I like of course, Princess, because, I'm a queen.
There you go.
But yeah, for me, talking to like Mickey Mouse and Minnie, and having to express myself without talking is easy. It's harder for me. I don't know, for some reasons, even though my English is not as fluid as I could talk in Spanish. But for the princess or the face characters, it's easier for me just to have a conversation. Yeah.
Did you get to meet your favorite character, or was it one of these things where you were looking for somebody specifically, or did you just, whoever it was just fine?
No, I didn't. As I said, I didn't do the princess meet and greet this time. So I tried to find Mickey, and I love Donald Duck. It's so easy to have fun with Donald Duck, especially if you tell them that Mickey Mouse is the number one. And
like to tease them.
Yeah.
So tell me about the shows. Did you go to any of the shows?
I did. Went to Beauty and the Beast, which is my favorite show on Disney Cruise Line. Beauty and the Beast on Disney Cruise Line is based on the live action film, not the animated feature. And I always think that do such a beautiful work with the design sets and the whole decoration of the theater. I don't know. I think it's a beautiful show. And I did that one, but something happened at the last part of the show and they have to shut it down for some reason, which never happened to me on any Disney cruise show. But thankfully it was the first show, because they do two, one at 5:30 and then the other one at 8 for the people having the rotational dinner at each time. So I was able to see the last part of the last show.
Okay. Was it a technical issue? I mean, sometimes it's because of the ship itself is moving, but you think it's like a technical issue?
Yeah, it was a technical issue. It's the same thing that happened with attractions at Walt Disney World. Everything has to be perfect with Disney. I mean, if one character is not, or one animatronic is not working well, they have to stop the whole ride to make it work, because otherwise the experience that you are going to have as a guest is not going to be perfect. In this case, it was that, like, I don't know, I think it was the platform where they put down the some parts of the stage wasn't going down, so they couldn't change some of the elements of the scenography.
So other than the technical issue, was it a great show? Was it as good as you'd seen in the past?
Beautiful. It's just always so beautiful. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about Disney World shows, but if you only have the experience to see, for example, Beauty and the Beast at Disney Hollywood Studios, and you like it, but you think it's okay, you have to go to Disney Cruise Line just to see the shows, because it's way different and is in another level. The art that they put on these shows is completely different. It's a whole different experience that you have to do when you're on a Disney cruise.
They do a great job. Craig, Federico doesn't like to talk bad about things at Walt Disney World. Would you like to take over for the rest of the show?
No, I'm okay, but I don't agree with him on the Beauty and the Beast show on DCL. But that's for each his own. I just mostly think it's too long, but it's a beautiful show. The production design that goes into it is magnificent, and DCL does they always find the way to get the perfect cast together. But I love Beauty and the Beast because it's so packed with songs in like the first, I'd say maybe like 20 minutes, and then by the 30-minute mark, that's when you hear all the kids crying because they just want to go.
They're bored. But you got to remember, they've got to manage that time between the dinings, right? So they've got to keep people occupied until the next dining time so that there's not this sort of people waiting in line to eat and all that good stuff. So, maybe it feels a little bit too long, but it's appropriate for what they're trying to do logistically. What else did you see, Federico? Anything? And did you go to another show?
Yeah, I saw the fireworks, which is always so amazing to see in the middle of the sea. It's so funny because if you ever been on a Disney cruise, you know that they tell you that the fireworks night, other ships from other cruise lines start getting closer to the Disney ship. So people from their ships can see the fireworks shows because Disney Cruise Line is the only one who do that, and it's not happily ever after to keep making comparisons. It's just like a 10 minutes, 15-minute show, but the fact that you're in the middle of the sea watching fireworks is just beautiful. I love that. It's a great way to.
It's spectacular. And again, you're right. It doesn't have to be choreographed. It doesn't have to match the music. It's just the fact that you're on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean and they're shooting off fireworks is an unbelievable experience. So did you get off the boat in Castaway or did you stay on the boat?
I did. I went to Castaway Cay for Serenity Bay, which is the adult-only area. And then I walk around other places in Castaway Cay. I think it's just beautiful. The color of the water and the fact. I mean, we're used to here in Colombia when we go to some place like that. It's full with people selling you things and bothering you, and people put loud music. So going to Castaway Cay is a very different experience from what you're used to. In some places in Colombia, at least, is calm, is beautiful, is clean. You have service. If you want to have a cocktail, they bring it to you on your, sun. I don't know how you call that in English. The
chair or sun lounger.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a beautiful destination, and I'm actually very excited to see Lighthouse Point. To see what they do with that. But yeah, Castaway Cay is a must for me every time.
How long ago since you visited last time, Castaway Cay?
I think it was a year ago. I took a 8-night cruise on the Disney Fantasy to Barbados. How do you call that in English?
Barbados. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're probably saying it better than I am.
No, I think it's Barbados in English, but yeah. So we did Castaway Cay on that cruise as well.
Did you see a difference? Because one of the things, we haven't been to Castaway Cay, talk about not talking, Castaway Cay in quite a while. And one of the things that we hear is that they just keep doing more and more and more and expansion. Did you see a big difference between this visit and last visit?
I did, but not, in terms of entertainment, because they were doing some sort of like a party with characters right there in the middle of Castaway Cay on the family area. And I never saw that before. And it was such a Disney magical moment because the characters were dancing, and they were doing like this fight dance where Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck were like challenging each other to do different dance steps, and the people were like having a great time. And I never saw that before. All of my trips to Castaway Cay were post-pandemic. So I think they're now starting to bring this sort of like non-planned entertainment activities, more spontaneous things, not only to Castaway Cay, but also to Walt Disney World. And it was just beautiful to see that. That was the highlight for me, even though I was not dancing with Mickey. But it was just great to see all those people having fun with the characters and dancing with the character. You don't have to make a line for 45 minutes to have fun with the character. You can just do it there. It was great.
That sounds awesome. So tell me a little bit. Let's end on do you want to talk to people about being a solo traveler? That you got a chance to experience this by yourself, and I'm sure there are other people out there who are going to go by themselves. What do you want to let people know? How do you want to sort of sum up Disney Cruise Line, Disney Dream as a solo traveler?
Well, the first thing that is, I think, very important that you have to keep in mind is that the prices for a cruise always are for a minimum of 2 people per stateroom. So if you travel alone or if you travel with somebody else, it's going to be the same amount of price for the base rate of the cruise than if you travel with someone else. So, it's a great opportunity to invite someone. If you want to do a cruise and if you're going to pay for 2 people, either way, just invite someone. And
you're going to pay what we refer to as a single supplement as a solo traveler. It is a little bit less than 2 people traveling because they're not paying the same port charges and fees and taxes for 2 people as you're doing for 1 person. But yeah, it's an expensive proposition, and that's something to take into account, that it is much more money. So, maybe find somebody. But other than price, what were the highlights or the lowlights of being a solo traveler?
Other than that, if you are thinking about it, do it, because it really is 2 things for me when I travel solo to Walt Disney World, to a cruise, or anywhere else. First of all, you get to know yourself a lot. You get to have time for yourself and, just enjoy a meal or enjoy a sunset or enjoy a walk on Castaway Cay, whatever you're doing by yourself. You're going to have time to just enjoy your own company, which I think is very important. And the second is you're going to be able to meet new people in a easier way than if you go with a group of people that you already know. Because when you're alone and you go to a bar and you ask for a drink, as I said, the server is going to have a conversation with you that is going to be way different if they see you with somebody else. So it's a great way to meet new people and to meet other guests and to have new friends and to make new friends. So don't be discouraged. For me, as I said, it's going to be weird to be at a Disney destination that is created for families, to be by myself and to be doing these experiences for families, just me. And then when I did it, first of all, nobody cares. Nobody's thinking about it.
That's a good point. People are there enjoying their own vacation. They're not paying attention to you,
And the people who do care, they care for a good reason. They care that you're alone because they want to talk to you and they want to know why you're alone and they want to have a conversation and they want to meet somebody else. So I think it's something that even if I don't do it for work, I'm going to continue doing it for pleasure in the future. Traveling alone for me is a very different experience and I love doing it. So.
Excellent. Federico, thanks so much. This was great information. I enjoyed hearing about your cruise, sort of living vicariously through you. I want to remind folks at home that if you are looking to plan a Disney Cruise Line vacation, you could reach out to Federico. It's Federico at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, or you can write to me, John at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, and I will gladly get you to one of our Disney Cruise Line experts. Again, Federico, thanks so much. I enjoyed having you on the show this week.
Thank you very much. And if you are learning Spanish or if you know Spanish, follow us on our channel, SiDisney, where we talk about this, but in Spanish, of course.
Excellent. I apologize I did not plug SiDisney on the last show, but yeah, for sure. Check Federico out on SiDisney. Craig, thanks for participating and for producing our show and for, dumping on the Beauty and the Beast spectacular. I can always count on you for things like that.
Always happy to do that, yeah.
You're just good sport. You're a good sport. All right. Thank you, everybody at home, for listening and watching. We hope you have a great week, and we hope you have a great vacation.